the expansion of x plus a whole to the power n. We already have studied about this. It is nc naught x to the power n a to the power 0. Plus second term is nc1 x to the power n minus 1 into a to the power. Third term nc2 x to the power n minus 2 into a square. And finally, the last term will be ncn x to the power 0 a to the power n. Okay. Then if we write the expansion of x minus a whole to the power n, what will be it be what it will be nc naught x to the power n into minus a whole to the power 0. In place of a we have write minus a both sides. nc1 x to the power n minus 1 into minus a whole to the power 4 plus nc2 x to the power n minus 2 into minus a whole square plus ncn x to the power 0 minus a whole to the power n. Okay. And now if we simplify first minus a to the power 0, you know that whenever there is even power, 0 is also an even number, there will be no minus. Next, minus a to the power 1, so this minus will be multiplied to this positive side. So the second term is minus nc1 x to the power n minus 1 into a. Third term minus a whole square will be positive. So nc2 x to the power n minus 2 into a square. Now can you tell the next term, fourth term? What will be the fourth term? It will be negative. Then nc3 x to the power n minus 3 a cube. Is that clear to you? And final term is minus 1 to the power n. This is the sign. Whether it will be positive or negative depends on the value of n. If n is positive, the last term will be positive. If n is even, last term will be positive. If n is odd, last term will be negative. So minus 1 to the power n is the sign of this term. Then ncn is the binomial coefficient related to this. X to the power 0 into a to the power n. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Now if we add this first expansion, x plus a whole to the power n, with the last expansion, x minus a whole to the power n, we will get x plus a whole to the power n plus x minus a whole to the power n. Okay. Equals to what? nc naught x to the power n into a to the power 0 plus nc naught x to the power n into a to the power 0 is also there. So it is 2 into nc naught x to the power n a to the power 0. Is that clear to you?
Yes, sir.
We are adding this first
Yes, sir.
and the second equation. Now second term will be cancelled out. They are same but their sign are different. Third term will again be added. It becomes twice. So if we take 2 common, as all the odd terms will be cancelled out. All the even terms will first take. Second term, fourth term, sixth term, all will be cancelled out. So nc naught x to the power n a to the power 0. Plus next term will be nc2 x to the power n minus 2 into a square. After this, nc4 x to the power n minus 4 into a to the power 4. And so on. Up to last term. We don't know whether the last term is positive or negative. It depends on the value of n. Understood? If n is even, last term will be positive. So they will be added. If n is odd, last term will be negative. So they will be cancelled out. There will be only expansion till second last term. Okay. For example, if we discuss this question from the exercise, have you written this expansion? And one more expansion also must be there. Write this as third expansion. And when we subtract the second from first, we must write this expansion also and learn it. x plus a whole to the power n. When we subtract minus x minus a whole to the power n. This time first term will be cancelled out. This will be minus and second term will become minus 2 plus. So they will be added and 2 will be taken common from all of them. Is that clear to you? Understood everyone?
Yes, sir.
So this is the fourth formula. Okay. Now how to use them? Have you written this? All these formulas?
No, sir, right.
No, sir, writing.
Okay, okay, write it. Then I will discuss the questions related to them. So how many terms will be there in this third expansion? First we will discuss this. X plus a whole to the power n plus x minus a whole to the power n. So we have written that this 2 into nc naught nc2 means all the odd terms will be there na? First, third, fifth. Is that clear to you? First term, third term, fifth term and so on. Understood? Is that clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So two cases do arise. We already have discussed. What if n is odd? What happens if n is odd? If n is odd. So
The
last term will
negative
be
value
negative.
is
Is that clear to you? If n is odd, then last term will be negative, na? N is odd, so minus 1 to the power n will be negative. Understood, everyone? So on adding, they will be cancelled out. So the second last term, that is nth term, will be the last term. N is odd, na? N minus 1th term. Second last means n minus 1th term. And which will be what? If we write it, nc n minus 1, x to the power 1, a to the power n minus 1. And in this also the same term will be there. And on adding, they will be there. Okay. Now, total number of terms in this power expansion of n is n plus 1 we know. Is that clear? N plus 1 is the expansion. Number of terms in this expansion is n plus 1. And when n is odd, number of terms will be even. Is that clear to you? So half of them will be cancelled out and half of them will remain. So half of them is total number of terms is n plus 1 and it will be divided by. So when n is odd, number of terms will be n plus 1 upon 2. Is that clear to you, everyone? The expansion of x plus a whole to the power n plus x minus a whole to the power n. Understood or not?
Yes,
N
sir.
is even. If n is even, last term will not be cancelled out. A1 plus A3 plus A5 and last will be An. So how many terms will be there then? N is even.
N upon 2.
Huh? The total number of terms is n plus 1. Is it even or odd? If n is even, then n plus 1 is. If n is even, then n plus 1 is odd or not? Are you all there?
Yes, sir.
If n is even, what can you say about n plus 1? Is it even or odd?
Odd.
Yes,
So
sir.
number
Odd.
of terms is odd. Okay, number of terms is odd. And it is starting from 1, 3, 5, finally 8. So how many terms will be there now? If we write n plus 1 by 2, it is not possible. Why? N is even. So if we add 1 to this, it becomes odd. Odd cannot be divided by 2. Number of terms cannot be in decimal now or in fraction. Okay. So can you guess? It will be n by 2 plus 1. Okay. Written everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now let's discuss about x plus a o to the power n minus x minus a o to the power n. So how many terms will be there if n is even? N is odd first. So when we have added, the total number of terms is n plus 1 by 2 and remaining will be cancelled out. So when we subtract first from second from the first, the remaining terms as n plus 1 by 2 is half the total number of terms. Total number of terms is n plus 1 and its half is n plus 1 upon 2. So similar will happen in this case also. N plus 1 upon 2 will be the number of terms in the expansion of x plus a to the power n minus x minus a to the power n. Okay, if n is odd. And in this remaining terms are n by 2 only. This is when n is even. As the total number of terms is n plus 1. N by 2 plus 1 is already there when we have added them. So remaining will be there when we subtract. So n by 2 will be the number of terms when n is even. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So write all these rules.